Good day. I'm Dr.K Gireesh, physician, neurophysician, and neurosurgeon. RNA Series 35. RNA means Random Questions in Neurology and Neurosurgery with answers by Dr.K Gireesh. This is to benefit the practitioners of neurosciences and the medical field for a lifelong learning and also for public awareness. In this series, RNA Series 35, what the question I'm addressing is, what is the role of default mode network in memory? DMN, as you call it, default mode network. Now, this is a network of brain regions that become very active when the brain is at rest or not focused on any of the external environment. It is often associated with internally directed mental processes such as self-reflection, daydreaming, and recalling personal memories. That is when the default mode network becomes very active. The default mode network was first identified in the early 2000s through functional MRI studies, which showed that certain brain regions consistently exhibited synchronized activity when participants were not engaged in a specific task. That means when they are silent, not engaged in any specific task, no stimuli from the external environment, but you find certain parts of the brain will be flickering. And that has been termed as the default mode network. The key brain regions in the default mode network include, they're all interconnected, the medial prefrontal cortex, MPFC. It is involved in self-referential thinking, such as contemplating one's own personality, preferences, and goals. The posterior cingulate cortex, the precuneus. These are involved in the memory, retrieval, and awareness of the present moment. Angular gyrus, part of the parietal lobe, important for integrating sensory information and supporting social cognition, such as understanding others' perspectives. Medial temporal lobe include the hippocampus, crucial for episodic memory and processing past experiences and future planning. So the key regions that are involved in the default mode network, which are all interconnected, the medial prefrontal cortex, the posterior cingulate cortex and precuneus, angular gyrus, part of the parietal lobe, medial temporal lobe, MTL. The DMN plays a role in various cognitive functions, especially that is involved in inward focus or self-reflection. Now let us see some of those functions. Self-referential thinking. The DMN is very active when we think about ourselves, our traits, and our personal goals. Autobiographical and episodic memory. It is involved in recalling the personal memories, linking the past with the present. So self-referential thinking, autobiographical and episodic memory. Future planning and prospection. The DMN helps us imagine and anticipate the future events based on the past experiences. Social cognition. The DMN supports understanding of people's intentions, emotions, and perspectives. Mind-wandering, daydreaming during moments of rest. The dorsal mode network may support the mind-wandering, allowing for spontaneous thoughts unrelated to the immediate environment. Now, this mode of network interacts dynamically with some other brain networks like the dorsal attention network, the salience network, and so on. The dorsal attention network is very active during focused, goal-directed tasks requiring external attention. So this has got connections with that. The DMN and the DN tend to operate in opposition when one is active. The other is typically less active. Salience network. The salience network, including the anterior insula and anterior cingulate cortex, helps switch between the DMN and the DN depending on whether attention needs to be directed inward or the outward. Now, disruption of this mode of network has been implicated in various psychiatric and neurological conditions. Overactivity of this the DMN network, especially in areas linked to self-reflection, has been associated with a rumination in depression and Alzheimer's disease. This mode of network is often among the first areas to show signs of amyloid beta plaques accumulation, and disruptions here correlate with the memory deficits. Schizophrenia Aberrant DM and conductivity has been linked to symptoms like disorganized thinking and difficulties with self-related processing. So these are the aspects about this sort of a default mode network. And the Reichel et al., in fact, in 2001, has published it it's a landmark in the National Academy of Sciences in the year 2001. And then Andrews et al. Has again further worked upon this, the brain's default mode network, anatomy, function, relevance to disease in the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences in the year 2008. And I think these are lovely articles to be read. And this default mode network is a fundamental to understanding how the brain operates during non-task oriented mental states, and is crucial in the study of the mental health and cognitive function. So that's in brief, ladies and gentlemen, on the default mode network. Thank you. Thank you very much.